Now I would like to introduce to you Janet Kuypers. She'll be entertaining us with 2 poems.
Thank you. There. I just met this man last week, and I was actually so moved by it. And he said, "Oh, come on up here and read a couple poems." He has no idea what I'm going to say. But I thought about it, and I said, well, I'm going to have to go at like 150 miles an hour or something in order to actually get something turned around. We'll have to get music done right away. And hey, can you meet at this time? And I started like going into hyper-wired mode in order to get everything done. And that was why I thought I'd do an edited version of this first piece, which is appropriately titled Type A Person.
Hey.
It can be a good thing. Sometimes you can't get it out of your head and you're stuck with it anyway, so. How are you doing?
Good.
All right. I was in my friend's car once, and she was driving in Chicago, and she was letting people in who were getting in that right lane at that intersection, but that right lane is really actually only supposed to be for turning right, but they go straight, they cut off everybody that's been waiting in the long line. Well, as I said, she's letting these people get in front of her, and she's stopping at 4-way intersections, and she's waving other cars to get in front of her. And when she is going, she's going like 10 miles under the speed limit. And I'm thinking, my God, she's under 30 years old, and she's driving like she's over twice her age. And I'm thinking, I want to tell her to get going, actually, because damn it, I don't want to die in this car. I've got a lot of living to do. I've never jumped out of an airplane or made $1 million or been in a lustful affair with some high-ranking political official. But if I am going to die, I surely don't want to die of boredom while someone else stays in the most congested lane of traffic when they could just as easily move in the other lane and cut everyone else off, like I would most certainly do. And yes, I'm being pigeonholed into psychological stereotypical categories, but I really am a type A person. I mean, I'm the one that's yelling and banging on my steering wheel of my car when people on the road are idiots. And yes, I am only driving a Saturn SL1, a sedan with about as much power as a 1982 Chevy Nova. But damn it, I won't go down without a fight. I will be out there cutting everyone else off, weaving in and out of traffic. I will be getting there before you. Trust me, I will. Even when I'm tuning the radio of my car while I'm driving, because you can see I can do that, and I can put on makeup and take notes for work and check over my schedule, and if I were the Hindu god Vishnu and had 10 arms, I'd get a cell phone and send out faxes and start texting, and I'd make and then cook dinner, and I'd write a novel while I was at it. But as I said, while I'm in my car and I'm tuning the radio, I only let the first second and a half of a song play before I come completely disgusted and have to change the dial at the next pre-programmed station just to be instantaneously disgusted another 6 times. Then I have to find a CD to play because all those stupid corporate pieces of crap play garbage over and over again just to keep the mindless tuned in. Well, not me. Thank you very much. I don't have the patience for that. When I get on the elevator in the morning to get to the 18th floor, I try to make those doors close as quickly as possible so that no one can get on the elevator with me. Because, you know, I really do hate all people. And I hate actually being in a cramped, confined space with a bunch of strangers. But when some people actually do get on that elevator, they invariably press the floors for 15, 16, and 17, or when I'm going to the 18th floor, and I start pursing my lips, stopping myself from saying, "Oh, you people couldn't stand to walk a flight of stairs. It looks like you need to lose a little weight anyway. You just had to press all of those extra buttons to stop me from getting my goddamn floor in a reasonable amount of time." You see, more than a human being, I'm a human doing, and I hate having to depend on the schedules of others to get ahead of them all. I'm in line at the grocery store with 3 items, shifting my weight from foot to foot, frantically scanning the other lines, the person who wants to ask the person in front of them, Can I please get in front of you? I've only got 3 items, and you have 2 full grocery carts filled with crap like Cheetos, Pepsi, fish sticks, and Haagen-Dazs cookie dough ice cream. I'm already guessing that at my funeral, when that long procession of cars is creeping toward the cemetery at a snail's pace, I'll be opening up that casket up, and I'll be whispering to the driver of the hearse, "Hey, what do you say we floor it and throw everyone off? We can go and grab a beer at that corner bar and still be able to beat everyone to the gravesite. Because as I said, I'm a type A person and I'm going to do as much living as I possibly can. I'm not going down without a fight. And wherever that goddamn goal line is, I swear I'll beat everyone to it." He's trying to figure out the guitar. 15 and 13, he had said it was, he's in power networking and success, and I thought, well, a big part of that is communication, and so I really thought it was appropriate to take part of this piece called Communication. Now that we have the information superhighway, we can throw our lives out into the open so much faster than we could before. Our pleas become computer blips, tiny bits of energy traveling through razor-thin wire, traveling through space, to be left for someone to decipher when they find the time. The other day I got my messages on a voicemail. John told me to call him at the office between 10:30 and noon. Mike left his pager number, and Lori told me to check my email. So I first returned John's phone call, but he wasn't in, so I left a message with a coworker. And then I paged Mike. I listened to a beep, and then I dialed my own phone number. I got online, I checked my email, read a note from Ben, threw out all of the junk mail. Realizing I didn't actually get a hold of anybody, I called my friend Sherry, but I got her answering machine. So I said, "Hi, we haven't talked in a while." At which point I realized we had nothing left to say. "So, give me a call. We should really get together and talk." Because now that we have the information superhighway, we can throw our lives out in the open so much faster than we could before. But what if we don't want to communicate, leaving messages, voicemails, emails, pager numbers, forgetting to call back? What if we forget how to communicate? I love this phone book program that I have on my computer. I keep a copy of them on my computer at home, on my hard drive at work, on my laptop, even on a disk, in case, there's a fire at my work and my hard drive at home crashes. But it always seems that every time I desperately need a phone number, I'm nowhere near any computer. Because now that we have the information superhighway, we can throw our lives out into the open so much faster than we could before. People text and instant message. They buy their name as a domain name. They get email accounts, set up web pages. And I've got all these things, but my phone isn't ringing off the hook. It's like I've gone fishing, put out the bait, and no one's biting. I wanted to get in touch with an old friend of mine from high school, Vince, but we lost touch. So I searched the internet for him with no luck. So I figured I probably would never find him. And the thing is, his parents lived in the same house they always did. I could have just looked up his parents' number in the phone book, called and said I was an old friend of Vince's from high school. But I never did. And then I realized why. You see, I could search the internet for hours and no one would know that I was looking for someone. But now, with a single phone call, I'd make it known to his entire family that I wanted to see him enough to call after all of these years. And I didn't want them to know that, so I never called. Because now that we have the information superhighway, we can throw everything out into the open so much faster than we could before. But the question begs itself, who is there to listen. It's determination, you're just going, you gotta fight, just look at listen to you, take your car.
Got it? Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Anything else?
We'll give her another round of applause. Now we're going to be